morning to you. It's Saturday the 21st of October 2017 and I thought I'd better get to you early today in case we are blown away. Yes, boys and girls, Storm Brian is at this moment almost upon us. It is licking away at the shores of the United Kingdom, boys and girls. It's coming down south very, very shortly. I'm warning you now, so I thought I'd better get a show in just in case all the electricity and everything goes off and there's a huge tidal wave and I am washed away, never to be seen ever again. A terrible thing could be about to happen to us here in the UK, yes. And I know the exact time it's going to hit us. Oh, yes, on the wonder of those lovely people at the BBC have got their own weather app. Look at this, a weather app. Have you got the BBC weather app? It's very good. Very good. You set it up as your home. Okay, in my case, Bracknell. And it tells you the weather. Where's my glasses? It tells you the weather, where it's going to be, and at what time. Now, generally, it doesn't always get the rain correct. You know, it might say thick cloud. And it'd be one of those days. Oh, I just checked my weather app. Oh, thick cloud, but no rain. I'll hang my washing out. And you know what's guaranteed to happen, don't you? Yes, the rain pours out of the sky to make your knickers damp again, girls. Those knickers that you've hung out, carefully been washed, possibly boil washed if they're a little bit too soiled. Did your mum used to do that? Did she? Did she used to boil her knickers? I think she did. Yes. If they're heavily soiled, boys and girls, you do have to boil the knickers and then you hang them outside after checking the weather app, only to have them get nasty and damp again. And there's nothing worse than putting on damp knickers before you've made them damp yourself. That is just rank. It really is. Anyway, on my weather app this morning, let's have a look here. It says, what's the time now? So we're coming up to 10 o'clock. Now, I don't know if you... Yes, you can see that. Although it's a little bit far away to be focused. Oh, let's try another camera. One moment. Let's see if that works. Now, is that any better? Come on, focus. There you go. Oh, it's going to is that going to focus? Come on, focus for me. Let's get a bit closer. No, it's not going to focus, is it? Oh, how annoying. You can just about see that, the weather app there, yeah? Let's come back a bit. I don't know if I can... No, I just can't get that close to it. Okay, so this morning at 10 o'clock, it says 13 degrees, wind speed 19 miles an hour. And I'm looking out there, because it's nearly 10 o'clock now, looking out the side there. I'm looking out. Can you see outside there? Do you see the trees moving? Look, trees, not moving yet. At the moment, we are safe, boys and girls. You don't like to be like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz and put on your little red lights. Your little red shoes. waiting for the tornado to rip through and witches will be flying past that window. Many of whom used to teach me at school. Witches. We were taught by a few witches at our school. Let me believe you that. I went to a very good school, thank you very much. The London Oratory School. Do look it up. No, it's not private. Not a public school, just a comprehensive school, Catholic school, very, very good school with the headmaster, Mr. John McIntosh. Very important person and a really nice bloke, actually. Really nice bloke he is. Okay, so that's at 10 o'clock, it says. Then at 11 o'clock, still 13 degrees. Oh, you're over there. Still 13 degrees at 11 o'clock and 21 miles per hour on the wind. At 12 o'clock, hang on, am I looking at the right one here? Oh, yes, Oh, it's moved. It's moved. Oh, it's changed. It changed in the last 20 minutes. Oh, it's going to happen later than I thought now. So at 12 o'clock, it says 14 degrees, 22 miles an hour. At 1 o'clock, 14 degrees, 21 miles an hour. At 2 o'clock, 14 degrees, 22 miles an hour. But at 3 o'clock, it's going to be 14 degrees and 44 miles an hour or kilometres? Hang on a minute. It will be 43 miles an hour on the wind speed. We'll practically be blown away, boys and girls. So that is why I'm here nice and early with you this morning, just in case we're unable to carry on normally for a couple of hours. And for about 3 or 4 hours, it's going to be very, very windy here. It's very exciting. Usually the trees here, we're surrounded by Scots pine trees that are very, very tall, and they bend right over. I've never seen one come down in the wind. Never ever seen one come down in the wind, and I've been here for like about 25 years now. Although branches sometimes break off, but they're not massive like branches like on the old oak tree, you know. Oh, tie a yellow ribbon round the old oak tree. It's been 3 long years. Do you still want me? Probably not, but there you go. So that's why we're here nice and early this morning. And talking about early people, let's see who's with us early on the show today. Sending in messages are pouring in from all parts of the world, boys and girls. First message this morning goes to, congratulations to Ant Galloway. Good morning, Ants. In that very butch black vest of yours, Ant, you've got to do more to be butch than just put a black vest on. You've got to do more than that, my friend. A little bit of swearing won't go amiss. Maybe a tattoo here and there. Okay? Good morning, Ants. You get the first one in. Good morning to my very, very good friend Merlin. Morning, Merlin. Very, very does a lot, very, very important in the radio world is Merlin. Good morning. Good morning to Zed Adnan. Good morning to you, sir. Whereabouts are you? Talking of whereabouts people are, if you have got that weather app, you simply, if you want to change where you are, this is the BBC weather app, okay? Then you just, where is it now? Because I've got certain things set up already on here. Now, as you can see, Bracknell, 13 degrees. I've also got Orlando set up because I've been there a few times. 22 degrees in Orlando. That's nice. That's a nice temperature, isn't it? 22, that's about 22, 44, 54, about 74 degrees in Orlando. In Israel, Tel Aviv, where I've been for a little holiday, 26 degrees there. Dubai, now I've never been to Dubai. I'm not really interested in Dubai. It's a bit new. Do you know what I mean? I do like old history, which is why some of my friends are so old. I like a bit of old history. Something with a bit of story. You know. It's a bit like talking to someone who's 20 years old or someone who's 70 years old. Now, who do you think would be more interesting? No, that's not what I said. Who would you fancy more? That's not what I said. Who do you think would be more interesting? The 20-year-old or the 70-year-old? Exactly. 20-year-old? Oh, who can I chat up now? Oh, what's for dinner? Oh, that's it. That's it. Only conversation coming out of their mouths. Who they want to get with and what they want to eat next. 70-year-old, oh, hundreds and hundreds of hours of stories. Yes, exactly. You make your choice. That's why I would prefer perhaps somewhere like Jerusalem to Dubai. Dubai, lots of concrete, a bit, I don't know what the word would be. Not fake, no, just not. And no disrespect to the Americans, but you go in some of our stately homes here, you know, royal homes, Buckingham Palace, places like that. You go to America, you don't really have anything like that, do you? We like oldie worldy. Oldie worldy. So there we are. Good morning to Nathan. I thought you were going to get the first message in this morning, Nathan, but you didn't. Hard luck. I don't know where Diane. Oh, there's Diane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 messages up the page, Diane. You're getting slower and slower, dear. Do try and stay with us, my love. Morning, Diane. Hope you're well. Good morning to my dear, dear sister, Sharon Butler. Now, that's my sister, Sharon. I think she's probably still with us. She don't always stay the whole hog. Just a moment, please. And my sister, at the moment, is a little bit disappointed with me, boys and girls, I have to tell you, because I changed her photo at the top of my Facebook page. If you want to join me on Facebook and you're not already, facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK. I changed the Facebook, you know, the big banner thing at the top there. I had a picture of her on there, but I've replaced it now with a picture of London, and she's a little bit disappointed with me. I got the earful last night. I did. I got the earful. Not only that, She saw me and my niece. Is that the correct English term? Perhaps for those of you learning English. I know we have a lot of people who are learning English now watching this programme, so welcome along to you. No, that's not right. My niece and I were having a little bit of a conversation. And I told my niece at Christmas, because we've already arranged this, at Christmas time, after the festivities are complete, to get her husband to drop my niece round to my caravan, because I'm hiring a caravan. I always hire a caravan when I go and visit my sister, to bring her round to the caravan one evening, probably around about 7, 8 o'clock, leave her there for a couple of hours and pick her up later. Because I've got a bottle of champagne. Or I will have. Not quite. I have a bottle of champagne here at the moment, actually. Do you like the look of this? Lauren, what is this one? Oh, God, I can't even see it. The eyes get worse and worse as you get older. Champagne Lascon. Rosé Label Brut Rosé. There we are. From France. Bonjour, mon ami. Comment ça va? Ouvrez les fenêtres, fermez les portes. I can do all the languages. Any language you want me to talk, I'll do it now. What do you want next? What do you want next? Chinese? Ooh. Huh? Punjabi? Punjabi. I can do all the language. German? Pakidwahara. All the languages, dear. And this is from France, and my mate gave me this. Isn't that nice? My mate gave me this yesterday, so I've got that there. But it's a bit small. So I'm going to have to get a full bottle. So my sister spots this conversation yesterday, going on between my niece and I. She spots this conversation about me telling my niece to come round to the caravan. But now she doesn't know it's all over a bottle of champagne. And so she sends a message to me saying, oh, I've been pushed out again, I see. Nothing to do with her, the conversation. Just thought she should interject into the conversation going on with me and my niece. Because she hasn't been invited round to the caravan. I mean, I've invited her round here so many times. But no, can't leave the dogs. I can't leave the dogs. No, but goes off with her husband to Blackpool for a few days. No, not time to come and visit her brother. No time to come and visit her brother. Lonely old Chris sitting here day in, day out, waiting and hoping that one day a visitor will appear at the door other than the postman and my mate Ron. I would make her feel so welcome. There would be flowers in the spare bedroom and perhaps a bottle of champagne on the side for her. But no, can't leave the dogs. God's sake, man. So she's a bit upset with me at the moment. Good morning, sis. Let me see. She wants me to drive up there. What, now? I can't drive up there now. Yeah, I don't think you've got the wind up north, actually, sis, have you? There's no wind coming up north. It's all down south. And at the moment, I don't know if you can see that out the window at the moment. Can you see that out the window? Yeah, you can. Look, that tree, that's ivy growing up a very tall tree. Look, it's not even moving. See it? See that? You can see that, can't you? Not even, look, the leaves are not even moving on that tree. It's the calm before the storm. The storm is approaching. Sorry, I'm going into Halloween mode. Far, far too early for Halloween mode. Thank you. Let me have a look here. Good morning to Adrian Richardson. Good morning, Adrian. Hope you're well. Good morning to Heidi Oliver. We spoke to her on the video phone-in thing we do. Now, we do another show now. Not all the time. Remember, none of these shows are scheduled. I can't say to you to join me every morning at 10 o'clock or every night at 9 o'clock. They appear as and when. Generally, they're around this time in the morning and around about 1 o'clock in the morning. Okay? That's for the video join-in show. And we set up a camera. It's not quite the same as this, because while I'm doing this, you get a little film at the beginning and a little film at the end. I can bring in pictures, bring in films that I've made, and pictures of the garden, like this. Here's my garden. Here's a bit of the front garden. Yeah, okay. Bit of the front garden, a bit closer to the front garden, although there's a lot more there. And there's the back garden, okay? I can do all that with this. But on the when I'm doing it from the living room, can't do any of that. But in the living room, I can bring in video calls. So if someone wants to call in, they can click that and I appear on one half of the screen and they appear on the other half of the screen. It's not such good quality as what you're seeing here. This is all high definition. Doesn't work on the high quality, more standard definition. But you're okay with that. It's perfectly watchable. It's not like pixelated or anything like that. You know, it's okay. Just a little bit smooth around the outsides rather than sharp, which isn't a bad thing when you've got lines around your eyes like I have. But there you go. That's what you get when you go over 50 years old. Thank you very much. Merlin is hiding in the cupboard under the stairs. Wind is crazy here. Left the boyfriend to fend for himself. Always best to do that, Merlin. No space in cupboards for two people, lovey. You wait outside, darling, and clear up before you... And when the wind has passed, knock on the door and let you back out again. I think that's a perfectly good idea. Very, very sensible. Have you got little red slippers just like Dorothy had in The Wizard of Oz as well? Very important, very important. Let's have a look. People having a conversation with each other. That's okay. Good morning to Lantawan Non-Visit. Good morning. Whereabouts are you? Oh, that sounds like a continental name. Are you somewhere else? Welcome along to the show. Hope you'll be able to join it. Adrian says try LP Rosé champagne. I don't know what that one is. This champagne thing has started since I started going out to afternoon tea. As you know, I quite enjoy doing that now. And funnily enough, people are starting to invite themselves to an afternoon tea with me. They've seen the videos and they've seen the photos. If you haven't seen any of those, have a look on my Facebook, facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK. All right, I tell you that because there's also people that watch us on Periscope and also on YouTube and Twitch. So that's where you'll find all the photos. This week we went to Stoke Park and had a lovely time there. And people have been watching these, people that I know, and have started inviting themselves to my tea. Oh, when are you going to take me out to afternoon tea? Yeah, it's true. It's true. Last night, a chap, Ashley, his name is. Ashley. He's a nice lad. He comes in the pub a lot and he said, oh, when are you going to take me out to afternoon tea? I'd love to go to afternoon tea with you. So we may well do this. I may well do this. Take the camera around and take out various people to afternoon tea. Oh dear. Good morning to Ray Reynolds. I made on a Friday night appearance last night, didn't you? Ray Reynolds was at the karaoke last night. You will know now that we're now doing our karaoke streams on YouTube Live rather than Facebook Live because YouTube seemed to have set up the whole copyright thing a lot better than Facebook have. And you can carry on doing the show, and I don't know how it works. They've obviously got some sort of agreement with the music people, and that works nicely. It works very. In actual fact, I have to say the picture on the phone seems to be a little clearer on the YouTube Live than it does on the Facebook Live for some reason. I don't know why that is. I don't know the technological stuff on that sort of thing. Right? Chris says, I saw on the news that karaoke songs are being banned. Adele's Hello, you kidding? Do you know why? Is that a new piece of news? There are certain companies, I think, that this was a few years ago, actually, Anne. This was a few years ago. For example, it's the now let me think carefully. It's the streaming. It's the now there's two ways to do karaoke. There's a few ways to do karaoke's. Either on a computer or discs, or you can stream it. There's quite a few websites now that you can pay X amount per month. Sing to the World is one, which I was on for many years actually. Sing to the World. For Sing to the World, I think it's about £4.99 a month. Okay, so you pay your subscription, and then you can type into songs, and it streams to your computer, and you sing along. I believe it's the streaming sites that have that ban on. You can still buy the disc or buy the download for your computer, and then you put the disc on the computer if it's on a disc, and that's okay. But it's the streaming that I think it's some of the artists that have withdrawn their permission. I don't know why, because to me it doesn't make sense. There must be a reason that they've done that. Although I don't know what that is. It's got to be something to do with money. It can't be anything else, can it? It must be something to do with money. So it's the streaming that's got those restrictions on it. I'm sure that's right, okay? Good morning to Adam, the plumber, who says, yes, we need a United Kingdom Talk afternoon tea. Wouldn't be able to do a live one because there's other people in there, unfortunately, Adam. All right. Adam, you are, of course, invited to the studio to fix my shower whenever you're ready, darling, on a Tuesday or a Thursday, if possible. If possible. Thank you very much. That's my shower in it, okay? If you want to do the other job, that's up to you. I've got my two... Adam's a plumber. Very good plumber. And he doesn't charge the earth, honestly. No call-out fee, none of that. I've got two little... On my glass shower, which is about 25 years old... When you close the door, there's like two wheel things, one at the top, one at the bottom. You know, not right at the top, sort of, you know, so far down and so far up. And you push the door closed and the wheels come in and then go back out again. Well, one of the wheels has got stuck in, so it doesn't quite close properly, and there's a little drip. And don't we hate that, boys? Oh, God. You know, there's a little drip coming out of it. Which is not bad at all. When I say a little drip, I mean a little drip. It's not like there's gallons of water pouring out of the end of the shower, like there might be falling from the skies here in a couple of hours. We've got about 4 hours before it hits Bracknell. The Storm Adam, is it Storm Adam? No, Storm Brian. Storm Brian is on its way. Yes. Good morning to Dan Woodward. Good morning, Dan. Morning, sir. I'm packing to go on holiday to Beer in Devon for a week. Now, that's a lovely part of the country, isn't it? It's very hilly there. I haven't been in Devon since I was about 14 years old. But I do remember the hills. And my dad had an Austin Allegro car. And he was in second gear. I'll never forget, because we had all cases on the roof as well, because we were going on holiday. When I was I was about 12, 13, 14 years old, something like that. So what's that? 63, 70, around about 1977, maybe earlier, 77, 76, 75, something like that. And he was in second gear and he was having trouble getting up this hill with the cases and all that on the top. And me and my sister at the back arguing as usual, as we do like to do so in the car. My sister and I would be sitting in the back arguing. And Dad, now and again, Dad would pull over the car. Will you two pack that up or no, what's the word he used? Well, I can't remember. Or I'll give you a good hiding. That's when children were allowed to be hit. And quite frankly, good. Because it put us in good order. Trouble is with the children these days, they get away with murder. They get away with murder and no one can do anything about it. Who would ever want to be a teacher? Oh, and we can't get anyone to be teachers. Are you surprised, love? Are you surprised? No discipline in the school, that's why. That's why. Thank you. Ant was on Sky News this morning. What, you mean you sat on the top of the telly? And tell me, what interesting article were you on Sky News, Ants? Do tell us. Have a lovely time in Devon, Dan, okay? Hello to Royston and Mikey, who are watching the show this morning. Good morning to you two. And good morning to Wayne Martin. Ah, how funny to see you, Wayne, because your letter is about to be read up. Yes, boys and girls. Let me just go over to my printer. One moment, please. Is it this one here? There we are. 2 emails have flooded into the show. 2 emails have flooded into the show this week. Okay, you can send an email in if you want to. I know everything is instant now. If you ever want to send an email in, that's all right. And it comes from Wayne, because I've been to Reading last week. And I'm going to Reading. Oh, I haven't had my pills. And they're not up here. What's the time? Let me have a look. So we're 24, 34. Oh, I'll be all right for half hour. Now, I may peg out on air today. Okay, because I'm supposed to have pills at 10. And it's going to be a little bit late. You see how I put you before my sad, lonely, pathetic life? I do. I should go downstairs now and have them. Nope, I'm going to carry on talking to you. So if I die now, you will feel guilty this morning. It'll be your fault. Oh my God, Chris Reardon's just died because we didn't let him go down and have his pills. That might happen. Be warned. Start sharing the programme on your walls. That'll get the ratings up, innit? Quickly, this bloke's about to die on air. What do you think my name is? Tommy Cooper? Right, here we go then. Email from Wayne. Good morning, Rainey. Wayne, do you know, was I correct about the karaoke banned songs there? It's the streaming that we have a problem with, isn't it? On Sing to the World. Although Lucky Voice, that's another streaming service. They seem to have all the ABBA stuff on there and Adele, don't they? Is anyone on Sing to the World? Can you have a look up Adele and see if Adele's songs are on Sing to the World? That's a streaming service. And then also have a look on Lucky Voice. I wonder if you could do that for me, Wayne, while I read out your highly important email. If you ever want to send an email into the show, boys and girls, you know, you fancy you're sitting there maybe one night, bored to tears. Oh, I just send Chris Reardon an email and just type it in and I'll read it out for you, okay? Good morning to Wayne, who writes, 2 days ago, incidentally. I'm writing on behalf of the residents of Reading. Now, I go to Reading occasionally shopping. There's kind of a good part of Reading, which is the Oracle Centre, and there's a bad part of Reading, which is Broad Street. You walk up and down Broad Street, you don't want to get your phone out. You know, it's a bit like that, which is a shame because when they first done it out, it was about 10, 15, 20 years ago, it was really nice. They had a big Virgin megastore there and various wonderful shops. There was a music shop. I don't know if the music shop is still there. Good morning, Emily. Morning. But it's downhill. You walk around there and it just feels dodgy. You know when you don't feel quite right somewhere? I never forget once, I was in New York, actually, and was walking through Chelsea, St. Christopher Street, possibly? St. Christopher Street. Morning, Emily. And I was going past all these bars, gay bars. This is like a gay road sort of thing. Various different bars. And other places as well, of course. And I'm looking around. Oh, no, don't want to go in that one. Walked a bit further. Don't want to go in that one. Walked a bit further. Don't want to go in that one. You know, trying to decide which one to go in. Then I crossed a road. And I walked a few steps down there. And immediately I felt a change in atmosphere. Has anyone else been down this road? St. Christopher, I'm sure it's St. Christopher Street in New York, in Chelsea, where the gay bars are, right? So I'm just carrying on walking along this road, and I'm looking around now, and I'm seeing people sitting on the curbside. I don't know what you call it in the walkway in America. You call it the walkway, don't you? They're sitting on the curbside, like smoking. And then looking at me as I'm walking along. And I thought, should I be walking along this road? And it's funny, you'd gone from feeling like completely okay, just normally walking around, crossed the road, and you just felt the atmosphere change like that. And as I'm walking along here, slowly now, keeping my eyes open. Good morning, Wendy. Morning, Wendy. 3 very, very tall drag queens were coming towards me. When I say tall, if I was 5 foot high, they were 6'6" high. Because they had these blooming great heels. The heels must have been 9 inches each. And they all had these beautiful, great big tall, slender figures, drag queens. And they got to me, and I'm looking around, and they said, "Where are you going, honey?" In that wonderful American... I love the Americans. "Where are you going, honey?" I said, "Oh, well, I'm just having a look down here. I'm not really from... Are you from England?" "Yeah, I'm from England." "Oh, wow. Right, honey. Now, listen to us." With that, 2 of them have picked me up and turned me round. "You don't go down that road. You go across that road you've just crossed over and you stay up that end. Don't go down there." "Oh, okay. Thank you very much." "That's okay, honey. We'll see you later." And off they went. So obviously it's dangerous down that road. Well, it's a bit like that in Reading. It's like that in Reading. You're okay in the Oracle, but you don't want to be walking up and down Broad Street, which strangely enough is where John Lewis is. But you can come in John Lewis on one side, which is fine. That's like the Oracle side. The Oracle is a shopping centre with wonderful shops in there. Loads of restaurants. They've got a Jamie's Italian restaurant where I've been twice, never again, dear. Was the food nasty? No, the food was lovely. The food was lovely, the atmosphere is great. The prices were horrendous in there. Just because Jamie Oliver's Italian restaurant. Jamie Oliver's. No, Emily, I didn't know your name without clicking. Well, your name comes up, darling, on the messages. I've got a message system in front of me. All right, where are you, Emily? Let us know. But the horrendous prices in there. You know, for a lunch, mind you, I mean, I pay 50 quid to go out for an afternoon tea. And, you know, no complaints about the staff in there or the quality of the food, the cleanliness, the general ambience of the place. The prices, Jamie's Italian restaurant. You know, I can't remember how much they were for a little thing of chips. Oh, no, sorry, French fries. French fries. Don't have to, French fries. And you order these chips. You know, when I order chips, I want a plate of chips. I don't want a little metal tube with about 3 shoved in the top. How is that a portion of chips? God's sake, man. So this is Reading. We carry on. I'll start again just in case I've lost you. Just a moment. I'm writing on behalf of the residents of Reading. I'd like to thank you for continuing to use our town's facilities despite Bracknell having a new town centre. That's it. Here in Bracknell we have a brand new town centre. Wonderful shops. Clean. New. Sparkling. We know you used our Apple store. Yes, indeed, I have purchased this week an Apple iPad. You visited House of Fraser and even used our hospital facilities. Well, not me. That was my mate Ron. On this occasion, there'll be no charge, but in future, we will consider a small charge to help our town economy. Is that to clean up Broad Street, is it? Is that to clean up and move on the ghastly people walking around Broad Street? Is it? We'd also like to correct you, because we know you like correction. Your nearest IKEA store isn't London. We have one too. And we'll allow use of this for free on the first occasion. Best wishes, Wayne Martin, Senior Ambassador for Reading and the surrounding area. You've got your own little radio station there as well, haven't you? Is it Crown FM? What's the little radio station in Reading? Do you know anyone on that by any chance, Wayne? Reading FM. We could have a radio station here in Bracknell, to be honest. I think we should have an FM radio station here in Bracknell. I'm sure you've got an FM radio station in Reading. I can't remember what it's called. And do you know anyone on it, I wonder? But thanks. Great email, Wayne. Great email. You've taught me something here. I had no idea you had an IKEA in Reading. Whereabouts is it? Because I'm after a chair at the moment. I've got a lovely corner suite that's about 3 or 4 years old now that I got from John Lewis. And it's all right, you know, it's comfortable. But after a while, I get uncomfortable in it because it hasn't got a back to it. You know, like this chair's got a back. The back on the sofa only comes about halfway, so you can't really lean back. You know, your head looks like it's about to be cut off by religious extremists. You know, like that. So I'm looking for a new chair at the moment, and I may well go to IKEA. Now, when I was in House of Fraser, I saw one in there that was half price, but it was still very expensive, you know. And I just can't part with that money, Wayne, can I, lovey? Where is the IKEA in Reading, please, Wayne? Do let us know. Is it? Oh, please don't tell me it's at the end of Broad Street, dear. I will have to take security guards with me when I go. Wayne also says, on the subject of the karaoke, the banned songs are only banned if the company providing them, streaming them, hasn't paid for the extra licensing. Download-wise, Sunfly have the license, but Select a Track hasn't. Streaming-wise, I don't know who has paid and who hasn't. Well, I think Lucky Voice must have paid then. Lucky Voice must have paid because all the ABBA stuff is on Lucky Voice. Sorry, we're having a little bit of a karaoke conversation here, everyone. It'll be over very quickly. We'll move on to more ordinary things in a moment. Thank you, Wendy. She likes the shirt this morning. It's just another old thing I've dragged out of the cupboard. I haven't bought any new shirts for... Oh, I know. I bought those two Ted Baker ones recently. Incidentally, I think Ted Baker and Ralph Lauren at the moment. No, Ted Baker has got a 20% off sale if you like designer clothes. If you go to the brand new Ralph Lauren in Bicester in Oxfordshire, that's got a 20% sale on at the moment. But I think you've got to go in there because it's a brand new store. Okay? Just to let you know. Thanks, Wayne. Hang on a minute. And another email has flooded into the studio, boys and girls. This one comes from our good friend Chris Lotz in the US of A. And it's a nice email, actually. Very nice email, this. And he writes, so I had to email you a thank you. I still love your videos, and in fact, your videos have inspired me to go off my normal script. And I, in fact, start doing some random videos on Facebook. I figured if you can take time out of your day to try and make one person smile, why can't I? That's what I like to do. I like to try and make people smile. Just let you forget the crap that we have to deal with day in, day out now, don't we? Eh? Chris says, so the last 2 months I've been posting random videos on my Facebook page with the main and only goal of trying to make just one person smile. Usually it's my mum, but hey, I'll take it. Ah. There's nothing better than making your mum or children smile, Chris. It's all about family. All about family, my friend. So if you ever get bored, I'd love you to check out my page and let you know what I think. And any pointers would be much appreciated. Well, I don't know if I can give pointers. I'm not a professional. I'm just some sad old bloke sitting in his spare room all on his own. That's what it is. I even did a photo shoot with my beloved coffee mug that people enjoy. Oh, it wasn't in swimming trunks or anything like that, was it? Chris, I think you might be a little bit too old to be wearing the Speedos, lovey. Do you know what I mean? Speedos are for young, gorgeous people. You know, like Cristiano Ronaldo or any of the Portuguese or Brazilian football teams. Have you noticed that? There are no ugly Brazilian or Portuguese lads. And there are no ugly Italian girls. Aren't they beautiful, the girls in Italy? My God. Back in Rome 3 years ago, I think I was in Rome. And I was surprised. Me and my friend went to Rome for a little holiday. And the ladies there, the girls and older ladies, they're all beautifully dressed, and their hair and the outfits and all that. Not like this lot here, dear. Have you been in a nightclub in London on a Saturday night? My God, crop tops and breasts hanging out all over the place. It's ghastly, dear, ghastly. I don't know what Father David would say at church if he came along to a nightclub with me. Anyway, so there we... Go on, be offended, someone. I can't wait for someone to be offended today. I'm ready for you today. I'm ready for you now. Let's have a look there. Chris also says, I wanted to make a comment about one of your videos. It was a few weeks ago. You talked about depression and how you work through it. It was very powerful and revealing, and it really impacted me and my struggles. Thank you for sharing with us. Have a great day and keep doing what you're doing. And that's from Chris. So thank you very much for the email there, Chris. Much appreciated. Don't forget, you can join in. Just a moment. Have I just revealed my phone number on here? No, I haven't. It doesn't really matter, actually. It's a mobile number anyway. These are my karaoke request slips, you see. There. And it used to have my phone number on there, but it's not on there anymore. It's not on there. I thought I can't have you ringing me up all hours and day. Oh, Chris, it's only me. Could you pop round for a cup of tea? And that sort of thing. Eh? Yeah, we were talking about depression once. It's something I've actually suffered and never talked about since I was about 18 years old, to be honest. And it's gone on and on. I went to see someone over a year ago now. I saw this psychiatrist lady for about 7 or 8 months. You went every other week, every 2 weeks, and she talked. And at the end of it, it had gone. And I don't really know what she did, but it hasn't come back since. And I used to go right down there. Oh, it was awful, awful. We're talking going in the lift. I could be up here talking to you, and then as soon as it's finished, I'd go downstairs and cry. That's how bad it was. It was really bad. It went on for years and years. I went to see her. Now, I still kind of go down, but I don't go down. Do you know what I'm saying? At this moment in time, I haven't been, I don't know what it is, but I haven't been this happy and relaxed, content for years and years. And this like general feeling of contentment and achievement and calmness. I know sometimes you're probably watching me doing this and you think, oh, how can he be calm? Well, this is a show, you know. I give it all to you in the time that I'm here. And then afterwards, I'm very calm and relaxed. And I don't like to be rushed. I hate to be rushed. Come on, you can... Well, there's no one here, so I can't be rushed. You know, come on, are you coming? Oh, it's time. No, I can't be rushed. Can't be rushed. I hate being rushed. Well, I don't allow it. I don't. Well, if you want to go now, just go. Just go now. And the rain started. The rain has started, boys and girls. Oh my God, I might be drowned live on air. So I'm very, very calm now. I don't rush everywhere when I go to work. The time for me to get to work from here with no traffic should be about an hour and 15 minutes. It can take, on the way in, up to 2 hours. Maybe even 2 hours and 15 minutes sometimes. It's a nightmare because I travel in with traffic. But what do I do there? Do I leave, an hour and a half and hope that I get there on time? No. I give myself 2 hours to do a journey that should take an hour and 50 minutes. And then, when you sit in the traffic, it doesn't matter. Because you've already built in an extra 45 minutes. So you're sitting there, just listening to the radio or something like that, or on my hands-free, I might make a phone call because I don't actually have to touch my phone. I've got a Toyota, and I push, while you're driving, I push the steering wheel thing, and it goes beep beep, and I say, call Sharon. That's my sister, and it says back to me, calling Sharon, home or mobile? And I say, home. And it says, call Sharon, calling Sharon home. And then it rings and usually goes to the answer phone. So I move on to someone else again. But yes, I'm very, very calm now and kind of relaxed and generally content with everything going on around me all the time. Funny, isn't it? And a lot of that was down to this woman that I was seeing. And she wasn't old. She was much younger than me. Probably about 35. I'm 54. And I don't know what she did. Other than sat there and listened to everything I have to say. When you see a psychiatrist, if you're ever thinking about... maybe one or two of you have got a bit of depression. You want to go and see them. Highly recommended, yeah. And you can do and be whatever you want in front of them. You can cry your eyes out, scream and shout if you want to. They will sit there and listen. That's what they're doing. It worked for me and it worked for other people as well. I know other people who have gone, close people, who have talked to me about it since I told you about it. Close people. Of course, I'm not going to tell you their names. Here is a list of the people that I was talking to. Perhaps I can put it up on the screen like that. Is that a good idea? So, if you want a little bit of help like that, then seek it. I think even here in the UK, the doctors will send you to see someone. It was free of charge for me. Not the same in America. Oh, it's hideous charges they have in America for their medical stuff, don't they? It's outrageous. Good. Okay, let's just pop back to some of your messages coming in there. One moment, please. Oh, we've okay. Right, where are we going to? Wayne, Reading. It's Reading 107. Is that what it? I'm sure it was called Crown FM once, wasn't it? Oh, tea's gone cold. Oh, I hate cold tea. Reading 107. Yes, that's the name of the radio station in Reading, which changed to Jack FM, and then in August this year it became The Breeze. Oh, it's 10 stations networked, is it? Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. See, they all do this, don't they? They network the stations, and then you look. The whole idea is it annoys me, Wayne. The whole idea of having a community. Is it a community station or is it an ILR? I thought it was a community station. How can you network community stations? They're supposed to be there for the community, at least doing, the daytime hours between, I don't know, 5 a.m. and 9 p.m. They're supposed to be local stations, aren't they? Reading out local news, what local news could you have? Possibly on the local, what is it, Reading 107 or Breeze, whatever it's called now. And on the news today, Wayne has been spotted stealing the neighbour's cat. That's the sort of thing we like on local news, isn't it? Well, I hate it when they start networking up stations. And of course, a lot of people lose their jobs. Mind you, some of them deserve to lose their jobs. It's not their fault. And we often have this discussion about radio. And my friend Ray Reynolds, he loved, he can talk for hours about pirate radio. And that's when you had the real personalities, people who were allowed to be themselves on the radio. Now, often people have said to me, why haven't you gone into radio and do that sort of thing? Well, I would have done in the 60s and 70s. Of course, I was too young then, far too young, even possibly the 80s. Then it started to change. And it all, instead of becoming about the person doing the programme, it all became about the station format. Instead of, if I was to go to, what have you called it here? Breeze. If I was to go to the Breeze, they wouldn't want me to do this. They'd want me to do, okay, if we like your voice, okay, this is how we want you to do it. We want you to say this here and keep saying the Breeze and keep telling us the station name and the frequency. Well, what? I can't think of anything more boring. No, thank you. Don't want it. Oh, well, we gave you £500 a show. No, I don't want to sit there and be bored. I want to be myself, as I am now. What's the point of that? Why would you want to go and fit in? Oh, it's getting dark. Getting dark out there. Why would you just want to go and fit into a format? And it's the same with all those independent local radios. Capital Radio, Heart FM. How many times can we hear, it's the Better Music Wicks, Heart FM 107. How boring are you? And the only people that are allowed to keep their personalities on air are the big old radio DJs. Of course, my hero DJ of all time, Tony Blackburn. No one's going to tell him what to say. Possibly he has to fit into a loose format. Dave Lee Travis, people like that. Personalities. I'm listening to listen to them, not the bloody format of the station. Playing the same 20 records all the time. I'm very lucky. I do a little radio show once a week now, which is on Monday mornings at 10 o'clock. Okay? Now, if you can't be there on Monday morning at 10 o'clock, it doesn't matter because you can listen again. You can find that at uploadradio.com. I play music and I chat. And we have a little bit of a giggle. And it's for an hour. That's 1 hour. Music and chat show on uploadradio.com every Monday morning at 10 o'clock. You can listen to the last 5 or 6 shows if you want to by going to uploadradio.com where it says find a show. Click on that. Click on the C and look for Chris Reardon Show and you'll find it there. You'll also see some of the chat shows. Ignore those because you already know what that is. Have a little listen to one of the music and chat shows and I think you might like that. Music, what sort of music is it? Oh, all time. Anything from the 50s up to today's rap. And everything in between, all right? That's what I do there. Good. When he says, IKEA is in Calcott. Well, I didn't know that. I had no idea you had an IKEA in Calcott. I'm going to have to take a note of that. Because, as I say, I'm after a chair at the moment. And what I've got, Calcott. If you've been listening to the show the last few days, I've got a new credit card. And for the first 3 months, I get 5% back of all purchases, which is not to be sniffed at, up to about £100 a month. Oh, it wouldn't be £100 a month. That'd be £2,000. I can't be spending £6,000 in 2 months, dear. God, so I'd have to sell a house. Where will it all end? But you see, I'm trying to get all my shopping done now for Christmas and everything in the next actually 1 month has passed. I've got 2 more months to do it. That's why I've bought my iPad and my laptop now, because I'm getting like 5% back of everything, but only for 3 months. Then I think it drops to either 1% or 0.5%, which is not very good, but it's better than nothing. It's money for nothing. You know, if at the end of the year you get 50 quid for doing nothing, then all well and good. Funny, we say 50 quid. I was talking to my mate yesterday. You know, I had £100 in my wallet yesterday. And I said, look at this. I said, it's £100 there. When I was a child, this was so much money. £100 was a lot of money. What could I have done with £100? Well, not a lot, because we didn't have technology then. Not much. There were no laptops or iPads or computers or iPhones or anything like that. We didn't have anything like that. Really? But £100, you could do an awful lot with that. You could go on a cruise to Australia and back on £100. Now, you know, I'm in the supermarket and I see all these people in front of me. And ding, 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 ding. Thank you for £95, please. £130, please. £102, please. It's nothing, is it, £100? Funny, innit? Our money changes like that. So IKEA in Cowcott, thank you very much. I've written that down. I'm sure I'll make a visit there, possibly even this afternoon, depending where my mate wants to go. We're going to Phoenix today. Going to Phoenix and Superdry to look for a gift for my older nephew for Christmas. He has shown the desire to have a tracksuit for Christmas, but he wants a bit of a designer one, because he hasn't got much money. So a designer tracksuit in Superdry. Do you like Superdry, Wayne? Do they have your size there, lovey? Huh? Do they have your size in Superdry? Good morning, this is Ray Reynolds. They're unable to play a short clip on Sure Believe to illustrate a dance accompaniment. Oh, that's strange, isn't it? Zoe Ball on It Takes Two. I'm never really a fan of Zoe Ball, although I haven't seen her for ages. Maybe she's changed a bit. Good morning to Peter Hides. Morning, Peter. Yes. So the Breeze is networked overnight. Yeah, but a lot of... Even Radio 2 now doesn't have presenters overnight, do they? They got rid of everyone. It's all repeats. Did you know that, Wayne? Who was the bloke who used to do overnights on BBC Radio 2, 88 to 91 FM? And he was on there for years and years and years. I can't remember his name now. But he was very good. Nice sense of humour. Shame. Such a shame. Heidi says she hates being rushed doing things as well. Yeah, it gets on my nerves. It really does. Why don't you set up your own radio station, says Kevin. It's a lot of money, and you've got to be quite knowledgeable, Kevin. I don't think I'd be knowledgeable enough, and it would also take, Kevin, an immense amount of time. I do feel there's definitely scope here in Bracknell where we've got enough people here to qualify it to have its own radio station. I do believe that. Or perhaps somewhere near my sister. Now, my sister lives in a sort of medium village called Woodhall Spa in Lincolnshire. That could have its own little radio station there. But it's it's not cheap to do. It's expensive to set things up, and technology, and it would take an enormous amount of time, and I just don't think I could commit to something like that. You can do it online. Set up your own radio. There's hundreds and hundreds of online radio stations, thousands. In fact, last night I was listening to a station which I was really enjoying, and I like Talkback. I like Talkback. If those of you who are in the UK, you might not know the expression talkback, because we don't really use it here, but they seem to use it all over the world. Talkback radio is basically phone-in radio. Okay, it's phone-in radio. And I was listening to a station last night on the way home in the States. I found it just before I left work. I put it on my TuneIn radio app. Have you got that? And on here, it's got loads and loads of stations. Now, what was I listening to last night? See if I can find it again now. Oh, I can't. It's not on there now. Oh, I thought it might have held the last one there. Search, nope. Home, favourites. Maybe it's on favourites. What was the last one I added? Bob, dum, bum, bum, bum. Here it is. Here it is. Coast to Coast AM. Hang on a minute. I can't see it. Oh, that's the name of the show, is it?
Spiritualist to test him and to follow him through his process. And at a certain point in...
And that great. That's come all the way from the USA. That is Talkback Radio 10. It's KSCO 1080. Why do they have all that? They just have letters in America, don't they? This is KSCO Atlantic and all that business. KWFM, WCSK. They have all that. I love it. I love it when you're listening. And I quite like those American talk show hosts. I do quite like them. And people are calling in. What were they talking about? I can't remember what they were talking about last night on there, but it was very interesting. I mean, all we got here is a choice of talk radio, which actually is quite good during the daytime. But at night time, they don't have anything on. They switch over to sports because there's three national talk stations here in the UK now. We've got LBC, which goes all over the country, digital and FM in some parts. And we've got Talk Radio, which is like LBC, but a bit more, how would I put it? A little bit more down market. And I don't mean that in a derogatory term. It's a little bit more down market, you know, whereas LBC might be probably talking a little bit like me. Talk Radio would be talking, yeah, all right, lads, and this is how it is now, mate, and all that. That's the difference between it. But I like Talk Radio. I do like Talk Radio. But at 1 o'clock in the morning, they switch over and they join stations with their other network, which is Talk Sports Radio. So sports and Talk Radio become the same thing until early morning. So really the only choice, and of course there's BBC Radio 5 Live and Radio London, BBC Radio London. They have Sonny and Cher on at the weekend. I'm not really a fan of them two. They just don't do it for me. They have Duncan Barks on. He's okay in small doses. He's on at night time during the weekdays. But the guy they have on LBC weekends, Matt Stadlen. Oh, no. God, he's boring. He is so boring. Matt Stadlen. And he'll be on tonight. I'd give him a go. Maybe you'll like him. You might like him. That don't mean they're crap. Just not for me, you know? I love the bloke before him, Nik Abbott, although he does go on a bit about the same thing sometimes, you know, being taken over by robots, Brexit and Donald Trump he doesn't like. He just goes on and on about those. But I quite like him because the lights keep going out in the studio every time he's on. They've got these motion sensors on the lights in the LBC studio, and he'd be chatting away, and he'd, oh God, the lights have gone out, and then you hear him start walking. He's I've got to go and turn the, and you can hear him walking around. He's hilarious. He's on tonight on LBC at 10 o'clock. Give him a go. LBC tonight, 10 o'clock for Nik Abbott. But Matt Stadlen's on after him, and but it's not natural. Doesn't come across as natural. It's almost forced. Forced and unnatural. And of course, very, very politically correct. And I find people like that boring. Now, just because you're not politically correct doesn't mean you're not polite. I like to think of myself as a polite person. But, you know, if you want free speech, it's got to be both ways. Got to be both ways, not just one way. Can't have one person saying that, and then you say that, and then they say, well, you can't say that. No, why? Why? No, not fair. Not fair. Jonathan says, congratulations on your weight loss. I've lost 3 stones myself, but the last mile is always the hardest. Can you believe it's going to be Christmas soon? What are your plans? Probably going up to my sister for a couple of days. Looking forward to that, Jonathan. All right? Ding dong merrily on high. Let's go back to some of these messages then. Hello to Shireen. Local news are weird most of the time. Yeah, but we like weird news, don't we, Shireen? You know, the story of the cat getting stuck up on the tree. I like listening to stuff like that. Why is that a piece of news? You must be desperate. You know, Donald Trump and King Ching Chong Ping Pong is about to blow up the world, and you're talking about a cat getting stuck up a tree. I love it. But that station I like. It was very interesting last night. I'm racking my brains trying to remember what they were talking about last night, but I can't. Kevin says you don't need a license to transmit on the internet. Correct. Well, you do if you have music. Now, Kevin, I meant to tell you this. I did run a little talk radio station from this very room. And a friend of mine, Terry Turner, he set up some software on the computer, okay? And people would, and this software would play out recorded shows. As well as doing that, I had people in various parts of the UK and America as well. There was one in America. There was two in America. There was a couple here in the UK. There was one in Holland. And there might have been one in Australia. It's some years ago now. And at the given time, they were able to connect to the computer. They would start sending out their show. The computer at a given time would pick up the stream and put it out on this station. It was all very clever, but it was horrifically time-consuming and full of egos. Now, come on, be honest. You know, if you're doing something like this, you need a little bit of an ego, don't you? Okay? I wouldn't say I had a very big one, believe it or not. Ego, that is. I don't think so, really. I just like to talk to people, really. I don't think I'm particularly good at it. True. I honestly don't. But I just like to talk to people. But there was egos, and, you know, one would say this about that, and one would say that about him, and she would say, and oh God. And it just, I wasn't very good with the technology either. I mean, we managed to keep it going, but it was taking up more and more and more time. And in the end, I just gave up, and I wouldn't want to do it again. But it was nice while it lasted. It was nice while it lasted. And there were various people doing their little chat shows about whatever it was. I mean, I know there are people that watch this who could do marvellous chat shows. Ray Reynolds. Ray Reynolds, who's often, he doesn't usually stay for the whole show, I don't think. He was on here earlier. He'd be fantastic at doing chat shows because he knows so much about so much. You know, into his 60s. Another friend of mine, Ben Parker, he does karaoke nights. He's around about the same age, I think a touch younger or a touch older than me. About 54, 55, 53, something like that. He, again, knows so much about everything, especially technology. Ben knows so much. He could do a technology show. You know, so if I ever wanted to do it again, and if you did a talk station, a talk show, a talk radio station, you don't need a license. You're not playing anyone's music. If you want to get some jingles made, then you know, so be it. You can get royalty-free jingles made. You know, well, perhaps you pay some, or you make them yourself. I know enough people, you know, say, oh, could you make us a couple of jingles? Yeah, no problem, Chris. You know, shove them, I don't know, 50 quid, 100 quid or something like that. Thanks ever so much. Here's 100 quid for you or something like that. And you've got your jingles. You don't need a license. It would be extremely cheap to run a radio station with no music. Very cheap indeed. Everything I've got in this room here, I could do it today. I could start my own radio station today. Dealing with the various people who want to do shows and all that is a different matter, though. You know. Kevin says you don't need a license to transmit on the internet, but you've got to have a license to transmit on the radio station. I reckon that's a bit unfair, allowed to put any music and talk about anything on the internet, but not on the air. That's just how it is, Kevin. I would imagine some point, Kevin, it will be the same for the internet. You will start needing licenses, this, that, and the other. But it's like me talking to you. I don't need a license to talk to you, do I? But if I am in a club and I want to play you a song, a record, then either I have to have a license or the venue needs a license. So it's a very similar thing there. Okay, I'm glad Adam likes the Upload Radio shows. Yes, I've already recorded this week. I don't lie to you. You know, Monday's Upload Radio show, which is on at 10 o'clock, uploadradio.com. It's not live, I'm afraid. It is recorded. But it goes out as live. You know, if I make a mistake, I don't go back and correct it. I just carry on. So it is recorded as live, so to speak. Sharon, how do you describe living before technology became a need? Easier. I think life was easier without technology. However, I couldn't have been doing this. And a lot of the things I do, the karaoke, couldn't do karaoke. I could still do DJing, I suppose, with records, but I would have given that up by now because I gave up DJing about 2 months ago now, completely, almost completely. I got bored with it, really bored with it. All right. Peter's busy plumbing in a bathroom. Good luck with that, Peter. Rather you than me. Oh, my God, pipes and DIY. No, thank you. I have done DIY this morning, actually. Do you know what time I got up? I got up this morning at 8:15. I kid you not. I didn't go to sleep till 3:30. I just woke up. I think it must be the storm. Hello to Rap Kid. Hello, Rap Kid, who makes music. Excellent, sir. Have you got a website we can look at? Or perhaps a YouTube channel? We can see some of your music. I'll mention it, Rap Kid. That would be excellent, sir. Morning to Nathan Vaporboy Edwards. Bit late this morning, aren't you? Sorry. Good God, you are late this morning. Mercury is the heart of the South. Thank you, Ray. Dear me. Shireen wants to know what microphone I'm using. Sounds extremely clear. There you go. There it is there. That's old. Okay, it's old. There we go. Here he is. Got a YouTube channel. Write this down, boys and girls. Have a look at this this lad's YouTube channel. He does a rap music. Rexter 602. Rexter 602. You can have a look at that. He does music, all right? Now, I haven't checked it out first, so I don't know what it's like. You make your own minds up, okay? Rexter, R-E-X-O. It'll be youtube.com/Rexter, R-E-X-T-E-R 602. All right. Yes, here's the microphone. I've got another one here, actually. These mics are about 10 years old now. You can pay a lot of money for a mic. We're talking thousands. Or you can pay 20 quid for a mic and anything in between. These, I don't know how much these are. This is a Behringer, okay? I can't see the blooming writing. Here we are. Behringer, Behringer, and it's a B2 Pro. Got one of those connections at the bottom, and it needs power, okay? You've got to have a desk which gives it power, or a little unit, which aren't expensive, because it requires power to work. All right, so that's the microphone I'm using. You couldn't just plug this straight into your computer. You need something in between. And I've got 2 of these that I bought about 10 years ago. And of course, you know, this sort of stuff, you spend the money on the outset and it works. Okay. How do I connect into Periscope? Well, Rap Kid, I'm on Periscope, YouTube, Facebook Live and Twitch all at the same time. I use a site called Restream, Restream, okay? It's free unless you want to use Facebook as well, which I do, and in which case you pay so much a month and you send your show to Restream and it rebroadcasts it on all the other platforms. It does introduce a very, very slight extra delay. Well, you know, if you go live on YouTube or Facebook, it's about a 10-second delay. If you go through Restream, it's about 10.5 seconds. It makes no difference at all. You might want to have a look at that. Okay, Restream. Restream. Are you in the UK, Rap Kit? Do let us know. Are you an American lad? Something like that. Peter's not DIY. He is a plumber. Oh! Well done, Peter. 2 plumbers are in the house now, Peter. Oh, I feel a little bit of a competition going on here. Okay, how do you connect the microphone into Periscope? Right. Well, the microphone... Here. Are you watching? Hang on a minute. Let's go over here. No, that's wrong, isn't it? Hang on a minute. Where is it now? Wrong. No. There we go. There we go. Okay, so Mr. Rap Kid, the microphone goes through wires into this mixer here. See this here? Okay, I can push buttons here and I'll go off. And now it's back on again, all right? Faders here with the music coming up. And then that mixer itself goes into the computer, which is under there, down there. Okay? And that's how it all works. And also into this mixer comes the music, the phone calls, and everything else. Again, the mixer, a Behringer. I quite like the Behringer stuff because it's cheap and works very well. All right? Good. Okie doke. Now, what's the time? I'm going to have to go now because it's pill time, boys and girls. And I don't want to die in front of you, not today. However, we haven't done the birthdays yet, so it's birthday time, boys and girls. Let's do today's birthdays. And can I just thank you, those of you that shared the show on your walls today. Always greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. And, of course, those of you on Periscope who shared the show with your followers and the people on the YouTube Live as well. So thank you very much for sharing the show, all of you. Glad you like it. Incidentally, Rap Kid, all this equipment in here is quite old now. We're talking. The microphones are 10 years old. The mixer's about 8 years old. The amplifier, gosh, that's about 20 years old. The computer is about, everything in here is sort of quite oldish, you know, and not really worth much, I would imagine now, because of the age. If I was to sell this on eBay, the mixer, I'd probably get 20 quid for it. 20 quid, which is about $35 at the moment with dreadful exchange rate. You're quite right, but it works. They don't make them like that anymore. No, they don't. No, they don't. You see, you could go out and buy stuff, hundreds of pounds, and I don't upgrade things really unless I see something that does a lot more than the item I've got already. For example, to go from an iPhone 5 to an iPhone 8, I don't think there's a lot there, really. Maybe a bit of a better camera and all that. However, the iPhone 10 is looking really good. That, to me, looks like it's a bit of a jump in the technology. It's like my television downstairs. I've got a plasma television downstairs. The picture quality in high definition, it's not a smart TV. No. It's a 50-inch plasma TV I've had for about 8 years. Panasonic. The picture's fantastic. It's not a smart TV. But why would you want to upgrade it? You know, what will I get? Okay, the next telly will be a smart TV. Well, I did get a little Apple TV device, which is, again, that's old. Everything in it is old, including me. How old are you? I remember you're quite young, aren't you, if you're into rap music, I would imagine. Oh, the pictures, the cameras you're watching, they're not expensive. I'll show you one of the cameras. I've got a spare one here. Hang on. There you are. This is... Oh, hang on, it's falling down now. This is... Oh, my phone just spoke to me. How weird is that? Right. This is exactly the same as the camera you're watching on. Logitech little camera. And it's directly in front of me there. It's got blue lights around it, which you can't see, which are on, which tells me it's on. That's it. Nothing special. It's not a broadcast camera. You can go to Broadcast Warehouse and buy a broadcast camera for about £5,000, or you can buy a webcam for 30 quid off Amazon. People think I've got really expensive equipment here. It couldn't be further from the truth. The camera over here is even cheaper. That, oh, I've got the wrong blooming thing. There it is. That one there, that is about 6 years old. That's a Microsoft... What is it? A life cam, I think it's called a life cam. It's like a cylindrical thing. And there's another one over here. Right? That one over there, again, they're about 15 quid. That is about 15 quid, that. All off Amazon. You got to know what you're doing. No need. See, you haven't got to spend thousands of pounds to do this. And this, that like the lady was saying, what was it like without technology? It was good. Life was good. It was interesting. We did more things outside. But I couldn't do this. And I think if I was a child, and you said, when I say child, I mean, remember, I'm 54. Okay? So child is anything up to about 30. Honest. But if in my teenagers, I had a little pirate radio station and stuff like that. And someone built me all very illegal at the time, and still is now, a little transmitter in a box. And I used to do my own radio show, and people would listen on the radio. Now I can do it all perfectly legal through a bunch of wires. If I was a child in my teenage and I had all this then, I think I could have done a lot more than just this, I think. I'm kind of quite comfortable doing this. I like to come in here, have a little bit of a chat with you, and then just switch it off and go and do something else, It's great, isn't it? So Rap Kid is just 20. I thought you were young, yeah. Yeah, will you go, is that what you want to do? Do you want to be a rap artist, or 20, you probably haven't decided what you want to do yet, have you? Is that what you want to do, rapping? Let us know what you want to do. I'll come back to you after I've done the birthdays, okay? Happy birthday today to Hannah Marcombe. Happy birthday, Hannah. Looking good in the picture, my darling. Phil Anderson. Hello, Phil. I hope you're well. Phil used to work with us in Central Station. I haven't seen him for some time. I hope you're doing well, Phil. Happy birthday to you, sir. Okay, Jennie Mungro. Hello, Jennie. 35 today. Hope you're well. Laura Cookshank today is 34 years old today. The delightful Cassie Shotlander. She's a great fan of Uber taxis, aren't you? No, her husband's a black cab driver. Happy birthday to Cassie Shortlander. I've only met once. She's a delightful lady. She really is. Happy birthday to Simon Vonderford Ton Elia. I hope I've got your name right there. Looks like you're going. Have you got skiing glasses on there? Can't quite see the picture there. Happy birthday to you, Simon. Roy Litchfield, who comes along sometimes. I think that's you, Roy, who comes along to the karaoke sometimes. 70 years old today. Happy birthday to you, Roy. Ryan McNair is 25 years old today. I never forget what any of these faces. I know you all. Happy birthday, Ryan. And Rob Rawlingson. What are you doing with your life now, Rob? Eh? He used to come along to Heaven when I was a Heaven DJ. That's 10 years ago now. And I did do a little bit of DJing at his university. I think it was to raise money for some sort of charity or something like that. So happy birthday to you as well, Rob. Here comes the song, boys and girls. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Hannah, Phil, Jennie, Laura, Cassie, Simon, Roy, and Ryan and Rob. Happy birthday to you. There we are. Got it all in just in time there. Got it all in just time. Just before we go then, Rap Kid. So follow your dreams. Here's my advice to anyone young. Follow what you really want to do, but have a backup plan. Have a backup plan. Now, I used to be a BT engineer. I was a British Telecom engineer. I probably couldn't go back into that now because technology has moved on so fast. Plus, I'm 54, But always have a backup plan. Even though you're 20, you might want to be a singer, rap artist, whatever. Do that, but have a backup plan. Go and learn something else, whether it's working in a shop or having some sort of trade. Plumbing is a good one. People are desperate for plumbers. Oh dear, you speak to these plumbers on here who come on the show here, are charging a fortune, dear. They live in massive mansions like Adam the plumber. What? My God, he's got a massive house. Not really. All right. Let's have a look here. Our final little lot of messages come from Peter Pan, Netherlands. Heaven, where was that? Heaven is in Charing Cross, and it's kind of off the Strand and then back down a little street. Big nightclub. There we are. And did anyone go to the Galleon in Chertsey? Now, that's not far from me. Is that where you are, Peter Pan? Chertsey? That's not far from me. I'm in Bracknell. Chertsey's not far from me at all. All right. Okay, there we go then, boys and girls. That's it for the show today. Thank you very much for joining me. If you ever want to send a private message after we finish or something like that, that's always okay. Or you can email the show, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Prepare for Hurricane Brian, about to hit the south of England in about 3 hours' time. I am very, very nervous and worried. Have a nice day. See you soon. Thanks very much for watching and listening. Bye-bye now.